एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सहब गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सहब गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सहब गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सहब गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सहब गुर प्रसाद। कमाले करामात कायम करीम रजा बख्श राज़क रिहा को रहीम। अमा बख्शो बख्शन देहो दस्तगीर रजा बख्श रोजी देहो दिल पजीर। शहनशाह खूबी देहो रहनुमू के बेगूनो बेचूनो चूबे नमू। न साजो न बाजो न फौजो न फर्श खुदाबंद बख्शन देहूँ ऐशर्श। We are visiting the Bani of Anand for some time. We've completed the 15th and 16th Pauris. Pauri meaning a step. The Bani of Anand relates to happiness, freedom, and timeless life. What are the conditions for this Anand? Where does this Anand reside? And how we can process this Anand within ourselves. Guru Amar Das, the third Mahal, the third Guru Nanak, visits this concept of happiness forever. And he explains to us the reality of creation. In his words, in this Bani of Anand, he calls this Tat Gyan, the fundamental knowledge of life, the root knowledge of life. These two Pauris reveal to us where this Anand resides and how we visit it. What are the conditions and who is able to open this door of Anand. He, in these two Pauris, tells us about a word called Sahaj, which is a very intense word. In some phrases it could mean non-doing, but it actually means much more than just non-doing. The Bani of Anand reveals to us the reality of life. And in these two Pauris, Maharaj visits this deceit which we live. The mirage of life, where we don't see what life really is. And we live in assumptions of life. And that makes us make mistakes and errors. It gives us pain. And it gives us incomplete knowledge of life. In the 18th Pauri, Maharaj talks about Sesa, which really means doubt, deceit, a mirage, seeing a mirage, following that which is not really there. There are certain reasons for the way we live life, and how we try and interpret spirituality also. There is a logic to it. Our entire experience of life is the physical, the senses. And then the spiritual realm is beyond these senses. So we learn certain trades, certain tricks, certain methods of living this life through the senses. But that's very different from the rules in which we engage with in the spiritual realm. And when we extrapolate those rules of the physical life to the spiritual life, and we apply those same rules, we fall short of understanding spirituality. Guru calls this pavitra, impure, because the mind needs to be a certain degree of subtlety. It has to be subtle to be able to gel with the vibrations of the subtle realm of the spirit. If it is gross, then it cannot enter that realm. So the necessity to make the mind purer, pavitra. How does the mind rest in itself and become subtle? To be able to cross the life of the senses world and go into that realm of the man, which is within us. It's not in the physical realm. What empowers this change and how this happens? The revelation of spirituality, which people call enlightenment or nirvana, those are words which we use. It happens in the man, in our own inner mind. And the psychology of our mind is limited to the moving and changing part of our mind. We do not know much about the spirit, that aspect of our mind which doesn't change, because that is beyond the senses. And to enter that realm of no change, we have to have a certain degree of subtlety. We have to move inwards. We have to have certain new rules of the game, new directions of how to understand life. We fall short in these places. Guru uses the word Naam. And today he will make us visit another idea of the man, another route map towards our inner spirituality. That will happen in the 18th body. So Guru Amardas is a magical guru in some ways. He's at very old age. His guruship comes to us with 13 years of inner practice, of intense seva, where the society shuns him, humiliates him, judges him for being the way he is, staying in his daughter's house and serving the Guru. And he does a very intense seva in some ways. He goes at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, to get water for the Guru's, for his bath. And for 13 years he did that seva non-stop. This place, Govindwal, where Guru Amardas resides, is connected with 3 gurus. Guru Ramdas got guruship here in Govindwal. He was married to Guru Amardas' daughter, Bibi Pani. And then Guru Anand Sahib was born in Govindwal. And if we really look at the way the flow of things is, the guidance, instructions, or the presentation of Darbar Sahib was done here in Govindwal. Guru Ramdas actually came back once and he refused to go. He didn't want to do it. But Guru Amardas insisted that this place has to be revealed. You have to do this. And then he goes back. And they create this new space to reveal the spirituality of life, the oneness, the equality of human race, the justice in accepting everybody as the same. not dividing people, but joining them in love. Guru Amardas institutionalized the practice of langar. Langar was present, but not as strongly inbuilt into the culture. He insisted that his visit or his darshan would be after the Pangat. So the acceptance of equality of human race. We will eat together, rich, poor, no caste judgment. We will drink together, we will eat together. Because in society at that time, this was not done. People were, even today, are discarded from society, judged, and they don't eat in their house. Guru Amardas revealed this Bani of Anand, and the Anand Bani, which we are going through now, is recited at the end of every congregation, whether it is a happy one or a bad or a sad one. The reason is because if we live our life with the Gur Prasad of life, with the Guru's presence, then we go past the change of pain and joy, of sorrow and happiness. We go past these divisions. And Anand is an absolute realm. It has no conditions. Only condition of Anand is that the Guru opens the door of Anand for us. Somewhere within our mind is hidden this space where there is a constant flow of happiness, of Anand. Bhagat Kabir reveals this very beautifully when he says, Asman mein aane leheng dariya, gusal kardan bood. Asman is when it comes as a word in the Guru Granth Sahib, it really means the 10th door, hidden within us, beyond our third eye. This is revealed only by the Guru, where our ego cannot go. And we can't drop our ego by ourselves. That the Guru does with his Gur Prasad. So the Gur Prasad, which is the culmination of the Mool Mantar, is the revelation of our inner love, inner joy, inner peace, the perfection of human soul, the energy, vibrance of the Creator himself. So Anand Sahib root maps this methodology, tells us the inner nuances of our man. And these are what we are visiting today in the 17th and 18th Pauri. Guru Amardas used to talk about Guru Arjan very lovingly. He was his grandson. So he used to say, Doi tha Bani ka boy tha. My grandson is the river of Bani, and that is how it was. Guru Arjan Sahib established the Pothi, the Guru Granth Sahib's first form of the Pothi, in the Darbar Sahib himself. Walked barefoot and established the Pothi in the Sentence Sanctorum. Pothi Parmeshwar ka than. This was the word used. So, Guru Arjan Sahib established this after a lot of hard work. Brought together all the spiritually revealed souls of that time, the empowered, those who accepted and knew Brahm Gyan, knew creation's reality. He brought them together in this one Guru Granth Sahib, which was earlier called the Pothi. Let us go through the 17th, then the 18th Pauri, then try and understand what Maharaj is telling us. how the mind becomes subtle and how the subtlety of our man gives us this ability with the Guru's prasad to transcend pain, sorrow, death, change, to transcend insecurity, to transcend time. What lies in our inner man, in that part of our mind which doesn't change, which is at the root of our man? What lies there? This is a revelation of our entire life. So let us read through this and then we will discuss what Maharaj is talking about. Hanji, you're audible.
पवित्र माता पिता कुटुंब सदस्य पवित्र संगत सदानिया पवित्र बताया कहे नानक पवित्र गुरमुख हर हर प्यारा पवित्र होए श्री जन हर प्यारा हर प्यारा पवित्र होए गुरमुख पवित्र माता पिता कुटुंब सदस्य पवित्र संगत सफाइयाँ कहते पवित्र सूझे पवित्र हे पवित्र मन बसाया कहे नानक हे पवित्र गुरमुख हर हर प्यारा
Thank you, Anudeep. So when we live our physical life, there are rules which we use for our physical life. And in that, sharpness of the mind, how intelligent, all these factors play a role. That I have to do is the energy system. In the ego world, I will do. That's how the results will come. We don't have a bigger picture. We have the I picture. That in some ways corrupts our mind because the I is not a permanent reality. The I, the ego, is a temporary, transient tool which we have to use to understand creation. We live the I, but the I is gone. For example, we are born in the I when? When we take birth, this I comes about. Maharaj will tell us ahead in one of the Pauris in this Anand Sahib, live chutki, lagi trishna, maya amar vartaya. Live means connection. The connection is broken, he says. And lagi trishna, desire, is now the new environment of the human being. So when the human takes birth, he disconnects from his inner connection, from his soul connection. It comes into the physical realm. Lagi trishna, maya amar vartaya. So when this life of senses, the life of our seeing, touching, hearing, these senses is our physical life. So the man, the inner mind, connects outward to the senses, and that is how we live. We see, we hear, we touch, we observe. So if you see the entire scientific progress which human life has made depends on observation. We observe whether telescope or microscope, whether it is light years away or whether it is a proton particle. We see, our seeing, listening, hearing, feeling makes us understand what life is. But none of this which we feel and see, we touch or hear, is permanent. It is all changing. If you see in a microscope air, water, blood, any of these realms, you will see movement, you will see change constantly happening. So this world which we live in is a constantly changing world. Heraclitus, a very well-known philosopher, a Greek philosopher, said man can never enter the same river twice. He says you cannot enter the same river because the river is constantly changing. It's flowing. What you entered 5 minutes ago, that river is not the same now. Like that, life is also a river. We have come together for this meet. We will not be the same after this meet. So every experience of life which we go through is change. It can be a permanent change. It is a temporary change. Everything in this life is temporary and transient. And Maharaj will give us this in the 18th Pauri, that in some ways we are living a mirage. We are living that which really isn't there. And one of these more intense mirages we all live is that the physical life will give us happiness. Physical associations, wealth, social honor, status in the world will give us happiness. This is a mirage. It's not reality. It will give us happiness and sorrow together. And ultimately, it will give us sorrow. Maharaj says, Ditta sab sansar, sukh nahi naam bin. He is concluded that in all life, there is unhappiness residing at the core of life. So whatever experiences we go through in life, it will give us pain ultimately. Ultimately. But we are in a journey. We are trying to understand, know, and solve the puzzle of life. And in this journey, we get confused. We rely on our senses. But the rules of our inner life, the real Anand of life, is not with the senses. And so we get deceived. Maharaj calls this Brahm, like a dream, like a deceit, Brahm, Toka, seeing something which is not there. So we have to enter this other realm. We need to enter. It is our need. We are searching for this happiness which is forever. We are seeking this happiness which is forever. And not realizing it, our whole psychology is driven by this need to find happiness. Our entire physical realm actions are based on this effort that we need to be happy. So if we see something nice, it pleases us, we want to own it. Whether it is an object, it could even be a relationship. Whether it is a status in society, whether it is wealth. We feel this is associated with happiness, so we want it. We want that wealth. We want that association. But those rules do not apply in the spiritual realm. Mind is where the revelation of Anand will happen, in the man, where the connection between our soul and ourselves happens through the man. Part of this man is always changing, which is what our ego mind is. And another part of this man is never changing. The Guru calls that unman. Literally translated, it means no mind. Unman, no man. So Maharaj says, he introduces us this word where the subtle mind, gross mind and subtle mind, the gross mind cannot enter that realm of spirituality. The subtle mind can. Maharaj uses the word pavitra, pure, lined, not dense. All of life, even for Gautam Buddha, is about dukh, he says. The seed of the birth of Buddhism rests with this one conclusion, that life is dukh, life is pain. And he says the reason for this pain is Trishna, desire. Trishna is our tool for the outward world. We desire, so we live. If we have no desires in the physical world, there will be no physical life. So it is a part of the game of life. There is nothing wrong or right about it, but there is a mistake we make, that we don't figure out our core drive within our man. Our core need within our man is what? We don't figure that out. And so all our life we keep looking for this happiness in the outward world. There was one Sufi saint in Iraq. She was a lady saint. And there is a very nice story related to this, when she lost her needle and she told her friends to help her find it via Al-Basra. Basra is a place near Iraq. And so they searched for it and they didn't find it for a long time. And in the evening, when it was getting dark, they asked her exactly where did you drop the needle, and she said, oh, I dropped it inside the house. So they were very angry with her, upset with her. Said, you are making us search for this needle outside since morning when you say you dropped it in the house. She said, yes, because I wanted to tell you this is exactly what we do in life. We have lost our happiness, our Anand, live our connection to our Creator within us, and we are seeking it outside. This is a hard lesson. Many of us will not learn this lesson all our lives, many lifetimes. We will wander in pain again and again and again, seeking this happiness and not finding it. So it is not a small error we make. It's a very costly error. Maharaj now tells us, Pavit hoye sojana, pure, aligned, subtle mind, acceptable mind. Let me use that word. The mind which is acceptable to our Creator. Jin harte aaya. One who remembers, contemplates, meditates on the Creator himself. Even only then, only he becomes subtle. Because all our lives, we keep saying, I am the center of life, and that is my source of pain. All our lives, I keep saying, I am, so I am in pain. Why am I in pain? Whereas this I is one changing forever. So who is this I? That I which broke up in the morning, that I which lived through the day, that I which went to sleep, is all different I's, all different people. They have changed little bit or a lot, but they are changing. And the other thing is that this life which we live is in a journey with our thoughts. Mostly these thoughts are random thoughts, and they are not material in any way. So our whole energy of our man is being drained into a river, which is going into a sink. It's a sinkhole of energy, where our thoughts are constantly moving. So what are our thoughts? What is the relationship between the thoughts and the man and me? Is there a difference? Are all the thoughts coming to me mine? Do I have to own them up and say, this is my thought? So we live in this I world, owning up everything. This is my thought, this is my house, this is my relationship, this is my status. Everything is about I. and it makes us gross. It makes us connect to the physical. It doesn't let us arise to within us spirituality. It blocks us. So, Guru says for that you need to be pavitra. You need to be aligned, pure, cleaner mind. Jin Hardhyaya. And when we say we remember the Creator, then I am saying I am not the center of life. The Creator is the center of life. It's not about me. It's about the one who has made me. And there the story of the spiritual journey starts. The moment I say, you are, the Creator is, He is the center, he or she is the center of life, then I am moved away from my I mind. I've moved away from my moving mind. I've moved away from my pain mind. I've moved away from the changing mind. Dropped my ego and transcended the corruption which the ego brings with it. The yearning, the desire, the urgency, the pressure, the stress. It's all linked to my I. Maharaj says, Hartyaya pavit hoye. When we remember the Creator, we become aligned with the Creator. We become subtle energy. We get ready for the journey within. Hartyaya pavit hoye. Gurmukh jinityaya. And he is the Gurmukh. He is facing the Guru. Gurmukh and Manmukh. Manmukh is the one who faces the Man, the inner moving mind, the ego mind. And Gurmukh is the one who is presented himself before the Guru, and who says, I want to learn from you. I want to know from you. I want to be freed from this journey which I am trapped in. Because this I is a Karam world journey. Karam is as you do, so you shall reap. पुण्य पापी आखड़ना है कर कर करना लिख ले जाओ आपे बीज आपे ही खाओ. So it's a trap world. Every doing, good or bad, traps us with its repercussions. Every desire traps us with its repercussions. We want something, we want a situation, we move towards what we feel is right. It traps us. We don't know the repercussions. A small walk towards the door of my house, and I may be going through so many things which I don't know, which impact the air, the animals, the insects. Everything which I'm doing is changing, impacting, touching. So this world of this I world, the moving world, is a temporary, transient world. But I think it is permanent. So that is the deceit. That is my deceit. That is my misinformation. That is my incorrect knowledge. That is my wandering without awareness. That is my darkness. That is my weight which pulls me down from moving towards my inner soul. The soul which is my seat of my life, foundation of my life. For whatever reason, I am selling away every breath of mine as an opportunity to reveal this reality of life within me. I'm giving it away for something or the other. For money I may want, for family I have to look after, for something or the other. Life is being traded away. And we don't know when this breath will stop. That's our other insecurity. We don't even go there. We don't even have this thought. We don't even want to visit this aspect. There is death around us. We don't want to think about it. It makes us nervous, uneasy, depresses us. We don't have an answer to death. So all this environment which we are living in is a very insecure environment. And it is built on stress in many ways. So Maharaj says, he who has changed his focus from the outward world, from the changing world to the Creator's realm. There the Gurmukh is created. What happens then? Pavit Mata, Pavit Kutam, Pavit Mata Pita Kutam Sahitsyo, Pavit Sangat Sabaya. There is an alignment in that man. And the parents, the family, the whole environment changes. It's not only the I will change. Like a flower is flowered, there is essence in the air. There's a message for the bees, there's a message for the plants, there's a message for the air. There's pollen, there's productivity, there's opportunity. Like that, a person who is aligned himself is an opportunity of everybody's alignment. His family, wherever he sits, he or she sits, waits, goes, does, everything is impacted. That is happening all the time. So, Pavit Mata Pita Kutam Sahit Syo, Pavit Sangat Sabaya, and Sangat, whoever he is around, whomever are with him or her, with the person, get impacted by this alignment with the Creator. Live chutki. Kende Pavit, Sunde Pavit, Se Pavit, Jin Man Vasaya. And whoever's mind has this hari within the man, whatever he says is aligned with and subtle mind. Whatever he listens becomes pure. So everything about this change of gear of the man impacts life in every way. What he says, what he does, what he or she lives through, it is all changing now because there is an inner alignment with the Creator. The mind has become pavit, purer. It's dropped its ego mind and gone within. Kende pavit, sunde pavit, se pavit, jinni man vasaya. And in whose mind there's a hari, the Creator resides. Everything around him or her is now purer, more aligned, more subtle, more ready to meet, more ready to transcend change and visit that realm where there is no such change, no pain, no sorrow, where there is no hurt, anger, frustration, no divisiveness. There is togetherness. There is another man which we visit here. And this man, from the changing man to the non-changing man, the changing mind to the non-changing mind, the thought mind, thinking mind, to the absolutely absorbed mind within, which is in dhyan, in shabad, and in rejoicing, in anand. This is the Gur Prasad of life, the blessing of life. Maharaj says, Keh Nanak se pavit jin Gurmukh har har te aaya. So there is a change of direction. All my life I have lived outward, physical. All my life I have sought happiness with relationships, with people, with money, with wealth. I am seeking the satiation of the man with the outward senses world. And that is our deceit. That is our source of pain. That is our sorrow. It is a tragedy. Like somebody has bags full of money and is now a beggar. That is our state. Because this seeking which we have, this yearning which we have for happiness, it culminates in our inner mind with Anand, provided we find it, provided we have used these tools to find it. So Guru Amar Das in the 17th Pauri says, change the direction of your life. From the physical to the pavitra, to the inner mind, to the purer mind. Move inwards. Make your mind subtle, not gross. So do I stop living the physical world? No, Maharaj doesn't say that. He says I have the ability to transcend the physical. Jaise jal mein kamal niralam मुर्गाई ने साने सुरत शब्द पव सागर तरिए नानक नाम बखाने. Like a lotus is in water, dirty water, and yet the lotus is pure. The duck is in the pond, but doesn't drown in the pond. Like that, live in this life, but yet above it, yet free from it. Within it, but yet free from it. Not trapped by it, but guided by your inner source, Man. To the freedom of love and Anand within us. Guru Amar Das in the 17th body is guiding us to purify our mind and make it ready for the journey within. Pavitra. To find the Creator within ourselves, to go beyond our senses. Because the senses world is temporary. This man will be gone. So when we are born with this identity. But when we die, the identity is gone. The source mind remains. So we don't know the source mind. So we don't know who we are, where we are coming from, where we are going, because we don't know the source mind. What is the source mind? This is Anand of life. From where we are all coming from. This Hari, which Guru talks about, is our source, is our creator. How do we meet our creator within ourselves? How do we change the gear of life? From seeking all the time in this physical world to living the physical world but seeking within. Knowing that this physical experience of life will not give me permanent happiness. It will not give me the Amrit I'm looking for. Surnar, Munjan, Amrit khoj de, so Amrit kurte paya. And when will this happen? Maharaj says, flash of an eyelid it can happen, provided I have the right attitude and I know where the Guru is. Today we meditated on one Shabad in the morning. Narte sur hoi jaat nimukh mein. With Namdev, a Maratha saint. He says, Narte sur hoi jaat nimukh mein. Born a human being has become a devta, has become superhuman. Nimukh mein, flash of an eyelid. Flash of an eyelid. Satgur Buddh Sikhlai. The Guru tells me how to do this. I can't drop my ego myself. Guru can make it happen. Narte upaj swarg ko jeetyo, so aukhad mein pai. I have a new realm within me, he says. I was born a human who will take birth, who will die. But that what I have found now, he says, swarg ko jeetyo, is not a death world. Life is not a tragedy, Guru Amar Das says. Life is Anand, he says. This is a flow of energy, of man, which Guru Amar Das is revealing to us. 17th body. Anudeep ji will read the 18th body. And there the revelation becomes deeper, where the connection becomes absolutely clear what Guru Amar Das is saying. And what do we depend on to move from this moving mind to the non-moving mind? How do we do this? Maharaj. शब्द लागो प्रसाद
रहे सरल समाए ऐसे जीवन में एक संजम
परम
विचार
शब्द लागो
हर्षों रहम
और से
यह नानक गुर प्रसाद सहज विजय ये सहसा बात
महाराज गुरु अमरदास, lots of words Maharaj has brought about. Sahaj, Sanjam. Then he says, Shabad Lago, Shabad, Gur Prasadi. These are all solutions of life, Maharaj. We are trapped in a problem which we can't figure out. अंधकूप में पतित विकराल नानक काढ़ ले प्रभ दयाल. We are trapped in this world. We don't know. We are all blind in that way. We don't know the route to how do we solve this puzzle in front of us. We try and resolve it in desperation. A struggle to solve the problem, stressed by our being trapped in this world, thinking I can do this. One of the things which Guru Amardas says in the 17th Pauri, which I missed, is that he is saying, I cannot do this. I cannot purify my own inner mind. I can resolve it by being aligned with Hari, with the Creator. So the solution is not in the I. The I is the problem. How में दीर्घ रोग है, दारू भी इसमाए. Dropping the ego is the solution. Maharaj, how do you drop the ego? It's impossible. How do I say, somebody calls out my name and say, I am not? He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that we change the pattern of life in the physical world. But Maharaj, he says, change the gear within. And then in the 18th Pauri, he's saying, Karmi Sahaj Napje. The Sahaj is a very, very powerful word. We need to understand this Sahaj word. In simple explanation, it may mean non-doing, where I don't do, Sahaj. But then it also means so much more. It means acceptance. Living in acceptance and not expectation. Living in a relaxed way. No judgment. No fear. And free. Merged with the creation. So the Sahaj is one of the byproducts of what we all call enlightenment, Brahmgyan, self-awareness. This is the actual process, Sahaj, where I have understood that I am part of a bigger game and I am not a permanent reality. So my doing drops. In the inner way it drops, not in the physical world. The physical action actually becomes stronger because there's more clarity about life. The confusion is gone. Maharaj, open this door, this small door from death to forever life, from the sorrow to this Anand of life. This is Sikhi. This is Guru Prasad, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj's Kirpa. Open this door in this living life. Let us make this effort and open it so we don't wander, hurting ourselves, looking and running after mirages and becoming disappointed again and again and again. Getting cheated, deceived by our own senses. Thinking, I know, I found it. There it is, right there, and nothing is there. We chase these mirages for lifetimes. And the pain of that hurt and that anger and frustration lives in our man, Maharaj, constantly with us. Guru says, Kot janam ke dukh gavaye. संत जना मिल हर जस गायो, कोट जन्म के दुख गवाए. 1 crore lifetimes, he says. The pain is there within you, within the man. That is the reason we are also upset, short-fused, so ready to blast. Because this does not make sense now. It's so much of pain together, so much of confusion together. Maharaj says, Karmi Sahaj na upje. This whole game will be played in the man, Maharaj. If we think we can deceive our mind and play this game of life and know reality, we will not. So Maharaj says, Karmi, without the man, only doing karam, only going to the Gurdwara and thinking about work, thinking about relationships, thinking about status, is not going to work. The man has to be involved in this process. Karmi sahaj na upje, vin sahaje sehsa na jaye. Without sahaj, without the inner revelation, the doubt will not go, the deception will not go. We will keep being fooled by mirages. Guru Tegh Bahadur in one of his Shabad says, Nanak, without knowing my inner self, bin chi mein mite na pram ki kai, jan Nanak bin apa chine. Without knowing my inner self, the doubt of life will not go. Don't deceive yourselves. You will physically take birth, physically die. You don't know what is beyond death because you don't know the mind which is not changing. That is why he says, as man ko koi khojo pai, search the mind. Within this mind is a state of man which is unchanging, which is always full of love, which is always full of Anand. But we don't know that one. We don't know that Sahaj. For that Guru is needed. For that Gur Prasad, which is what Maharaj is talking about in this body, the Gur Prasad of life, the magic of life. Gur Prasad is the karamat, magic, where everything changes, where the whole paradigm of life changes, where the whole rule book is thrown away, and a new life is resurgent. Ji ke date, a new life comes about. Satgur ke janme gaman mitaya. A new janam, new life. Karmi sahaj na upje, vin sahaje sehsa na jaye. Doubt will not go, Maharaj. The deceit will not go till we have found Sahaj, till we have found Guru, till we have found Gur Prasad, till we have solved the problem of moving from the moving mind to the non-moving mind, till we have dropped our ego. Then Maharaj says, Ne jaye sehsa kite sanjam, rahe karam kamai. Till we keep moving in the physical world and seeking, searching in the physical, there is no way this Sahaj will come in our lives. He says, Na jaye sehsa. The doubt will not go. There is no way. Kite sanjam. By any method. Sanjam means method. By no method will this doubt go away. Will the deceit go away? Will the mirage of life go away? The seeking of glamour. We are seeking the glamour thinking it will give me happiness. It gives us pain. One of the tragedies of human society is that we live with faces which look permanent but are not. Those who are successful in society, we don't know their inner state and if there was a book which revealed the truth about those whom we feel are successful, the moneyed, the artists, the actors, those who are revered by society. If their inner mind story is once revealed in truth to everyone, our whole perception of life will change. We feel they are happy. Of course they are happy. See the camera, see how much money they get, see how big their houses are. But we don't know the reality of the man. What is going on in their mind? And if we get to know that, life will be a big revelation. We will understand that this is not the way happiness comes about. The most powerful and the moneyed people are the most pained and the most tortured by their own environment. We may not believe that. But sometimes studying some of these personalities, the signals are right there. They are presidents, they are powerful people. They're very insecure, very fearful, and in some ways completely dysfunctional. But we think that they are happy people, so we follow their direction, the senses direction. Maharaj says, "Na jaye saisa, kite sanjam." By any method, this doubt, deceit, confusion will not go away. Rahe karam kamaye. Yes, as long as we live in the karam world and we live in the physical senses world, this will not go. Then Maharaj, how it will go? Saise jiyo maleen hai, kit sanjam tota jaye. This man has become corrupted. It only seeks outside all the time. It only seeks the physical all the time. It seeks hurt, anger, fear, frustration. It's not seeking Amrit. It is not seeking love. It is not seeking happiness, but deceit. Kit sanjam tota jaye. How do we purify and make this mind subtle? Kit sanjam. By what method, Maharaj says, this question he is asking. Kit sanjam tota jaye. By what method, Maharaj, I can make my man aligned to the Creator so I am happy without living this deceitful life, where I am no longer frustrated about not finding happiness. What is the method, Maharaj? He says, Kit sanjam. How do we wash this man? Like we wash dirty clothes, like we wash our body. How do we cleanse the mind and make it more subtle and ready for the journey to connect to its inner source, to go within? Man to wo shabad lago. Shabad, Maharaj says. Meet the shabad in the man. Surt Shabad, Sagar Tari. Surt and Shabad is what Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj says, is the game of life. Guru Amardas reveals the same thing. Man to wo Shabad lago. The mind will get washed with Shabad. What is the Shabad? Shabad is the representation of the Creator in word form. This whole Guru Granth Sahib is the Creator's representation of life. Shabad Toba. Shabad is the Creator Himself. As we are in darkness, we cannot see, but we can hear the Shabad. And so in this darkness, Shabad is our light. It is our direction. It is our guide. Shabad is our revelation of this inner world. Shabad will take us to our inner man. Shabad is our Guru. Gur Prasad will happen through Shabad. How do we meet Shabad, Maharaj? Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao. Sing this Shabad. Listen to it with dhyan. So Shabad and dhyan. We are going to have a camp. Hopefully in Delhi we'll have more of these camps. Shabad and Surt. Dhyan and Shabad. How does it change my mind? How does it change my inner environment where I can meet my Creator and solve this puzzle of life forever? Not temporarily, not a transient, not for some time, but forever. Maharaj says, man to, first of all, involve yourself in the man. Don't keep moving in the wandering mind. Learn dhyan. Learn what is the man. Learn errand mat. Stable mind. Where's the mind? Man ko koi khojo pai. Bande khoj, dil har roz. This is our duty. This is our prime focus. This is our prime direction. This is our prime target of this life, is to know the man. ऐस मन को कोई खोजो पाई, बंदे खोज दिल हर रोज, ना फिर परेशानी माए. Then there will be no worries. So Maharaj, you mean there will be no physical life worries? There may be physical life worries, but those are not permanent worries. Those are changing worries. Today there will be something, tomorrow something else. But this Shabad can take us into a realm where we find Anand as our permanent environment. And so that is our permanent solution from all the confusions of life, from all the doubts, deceits, hurts, pain, anger, frustration. Man to wo, involve yourself in the man. Shabad lago, join, make this Shabad meet the man. गाविए सुनिए मन रखिए पाओ. Then what happens? दुख पर हर सुख कर ले जाए. The pain goes away. And there is a house within us. सुख दा कर, सुख कर ले जाए. गाविए सुनिए मन रखिए पाओ. See, always Maharaj is visiting love with Shabad. Dhyan with love. Not dhyan by itself. That will make our ego stronger. गाविए सुनिए मन रखिए पाओ. Maharaj says, सुनिए मनिए मन कीता पाओ, and then listening. So again and again he says listening to the Shabad in dhyan. Suniye maniye makes the mind go into manan, makes the mind go into inner practice. Suniye maniye man kita pao. Antargat tirat malna. The tirats of the Karam world, the Karmi, what one guru is saying here, Karmi is going into physical tirats, going into mandirs, gurdwaras, going into temples, going into churches without involving the man. Is this Karam world, the physical world. The solutions will not come. Involve yourself with the man and Shabad. Man to wo Shabad lago. Harsyo rahe chitlai. And connect to your Creator. The Shabad will connect us to our inner source mind, to the Anand of life. The Gur Prasad happens through this. Maharaj says, Kahe Nanak Gur Prasadi Sahaj Upje. Through Gur Prasad, through the blessings of the Shabad Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, Guru Granth Sahib, Guru Nanak Guru Gobind Singh, Dasam Guru Sahiban, Guru Granth Sahib, through the blessings of the Shabad, Kahe Nanak Gur Prasadi, Guru Prasad, the Kirpa of the Shabad, Sahaj Upje, we find our inner revelation, we find Brahm Gyan, we find what is the structure of the man. सहज उपजे ऐसा इव जाए. And there the doubt, deceit, the wandering, the frustration, the confusion, the mirages of life will go away, and you will know the inner reality of life. You will live it, Maharaj says. So Shabad lago. Just living, wandering physically, I'm going to Amritsar in the morning. I'll go in the morning, come back in the evening. How has the mind changed? One thing which Maharaj says, Saad ko mille jaiye, saath na lije koi. Even if you think this is a journey, then make it an inner journey. Don't take anybody with you. Go alone in this journey with the Guru. so that the moment you take your first step from your house, you are with Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj, that minute. The journey is all about meeting the Guru, meeting Gur Prasad, meeting Shabad, meeting our inner Anand. Anand paya meri Mai, Satguru mein paya. 17th and 18th Pauri, we have tried to understand today. Let's find the Shabad within us. Let's find the Dhyan within us. Let's find the revelation, Gur Prasad within us. And maybe we will not be wandering in useless, endless thought journeys, but culminate our life in a more treasured, more successful manner. If there are any questions or you want to say something, you can either write it down or you can raise your hands. If you are on YouTube, you can write it there. Maybe Simran can read it and then we can discuss it here. We culminate all these sessions with Anand Sahib. So we will then recite the Anand Sahib before we call it a day today. 17th and 18th Pauri of Guru Amar Das. Anand. Vaheguru Ji. Ravindra. Hanji, please unmute Ravindra. I'll see if I can unmute. प्रणाम जी, प्रणाम रविंद्रा जी। महाराज तो शब्द है जी, हम तो सीख रहे हैं। हुक्म करो रविंद्रा।
After just wanted to figure one or two line of
what are these shabads, beta? Okay. We don't have this, but you can recite it if you want. I'm glad you are in a better state of mind, and that's a very good thing. And that if you find peace in these sessions, then I will encourage you to go within, meditate on Shabad. That is our whole idea. That is the whole message, Ravindra. Huh? Shabash beta, thank you so much. Anybody else? Hanji Anudeep.
See, realizing that there is a lot of pain in this life. Because of that pain, it fires us and it's within us. What do you do if you actually start feeling the burden of the pain and you actually want to get out of it more towards spirituality, but you're so entangled with it? How do you come out of it? How do you disintegrate yourself from the physical world and then go more within yourself? You want to dedicate yourself more to how to deal with this?
One is that don't encourage thoughts to take over our mind. If we keep analyzing beyond a point, we will always end up in a zero-sum game because the thought is driven towards the ego. how do I get out from pain? If I keep wondering that, then I am reinforcing the I. One way, this whole question is also a trap. But Guru says today, man to wo shabad lago. How about replacing your thoughts with Shabad? Shabad Guru. So the thought of pain is gone and replaced with Shabad. And what is Shabad? Amrit Bani har har teri. Sun jima param gat meri. So what is happening is that this seeking of dropping the pain is by itself become a trap. How do I get rid of this pain? There is so much pain. I am always in pain. That itself has trapped me. I is reinforced. The mind is in thought world. My thoughts are not dropped. The mind is not relaxed. The Shabad and Surt do not meet because too much stress and too much confusion. So how about relaxing for some time? Just 10 minutes maybe, relax. Whatever my condition, I will relax for 10 minutes. Whatever be my environment. Maharaj says Shabad lago. Man to wo Shabad lago. The third thing is Sangat. Wherever you can find this Sangat which gives you peace, like Ravindra Beta said, he found peace. This is what we find. We sit there a little longer. We find that Sangat. And we find peace. So that is the pillar of Sikhi is Sangat. Even in Buddhism, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. And then he says in the third, Nam Sharanam Gacchami, Sang Sharanam Gacchami. Go to the Sharan of Buddha, go to the Sharan of Dharam, go to the Sharan of Sangat. This is the third way. If the mind cannot find Shabad, go in Sangat, do small seva. Give yourself. Don't start, don't ask, keep asking, but give a part of it. I am, what am I, how am I? Let's breathe out for some time. Give it out. I am not, you are. Give me peace. I'll find peace. So don't encourage the thought beyond a point. This doesn't end. This thought is a trap. Ji Maharaj. Shabad lago. Anyone else there? Anand Sahib, Anudip ji, you will do Anand Sahib? Ji Maharaj. Ji, please. पाया सहज से थी मनुजा बधाइयां हरि खेरा मन जिनी वसाया जय नानक आनंद हुआ सतगुरु में पाया हे मन मेरिया तू सदा रहो हर नाले हर नाल रहो तू मन मेरे अंगीकारो करे तेरा कार्य सब सवारना सबना गला समरथ स्वामी सो क्यों मनो विसारे कहे नानक मन मेरे सदा रो हर नाले साचे साहिबा क्या नहीं करते रह करता तेरे सब कुछ है जिस ते सो पावे सदा सिफ्त सलाह तेरी नाम मन वसावे नाम जिनके मन वसया वाजे शब्द कडेरे कहे नानक सच्चे साहिब क्या नहीं करते रहे। सच्चा नाम मेरा आधारो, सच नाम आधार मेरा। इन भुखां सब गवाइयां, कर शांत सुख मन आए बसिया। जिन इच्छा सब पुजाइयां, सदा कुर्बान कीता गुरु विटो। जिस दियां वडियाइयां, कहे नानक सुनो संतो। शब्द तरो प्यारो, साचा नाम मेरा आधारो। वाजे पंच शब्द तित कर सुभागे, कर सुभागे। शब्द बाजे कला जित कर धारिया। पंच दूत तुद वस कीते, काल कंटक मारिया। तुर कर्म पाया तुद जिनको से, नाम हर के लागे। कहे नानक तै सुख होआ, तित कर अनहद वाजे। आनंद सुनो पियो, मनोरथ पूरे। पार ब्रह्म प्रभु पाया, उतरे सगल विसूरे। दुख रोग संताप उतरे, सुनी सच्ची बाणी। संत साजन पे सर से, पूरे गुरते जानी। सुनते पुनीत कहते पवित्र, गुर रहा पर पूरे। बिनवंत नानक गुर चरण लागे, वाजे हन पूरे पवन गुरु। पानी पिता माता तरत मात, दिवस रात दोई दाई दाया। सगल जगत चंगियाइयां बुराइयां, वाचे धर्म दूर। करमी आपो अपनी, के नेड़े के दूर। जिन्नी नाम ते आया, गए मुशक्कत काल। नानक ते पूज ले, इति छुट्टी नाल। जी खालसा वाहिगुरू जी। थैंक यू एवरीवन। थैंक यू गुरु साहब गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहब महाराज कृपा। थैंक यू फॉर एवरीवन टू बी हियर। वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।